Well, this is a return of What If Naruto was a Straw Hat Ninja. This is a part um 4, 5. Don't know. I'm gonna continue the series, and I'm gonna continue the What If Ninja Tsusuke was Naruto's brother. I'm gonna make another series. Well, what if Naruto was the Jack Reaper? And new series will come out. New what ifs, better than year before. There will be ships, a series with just ships, and yeah, pretty much it. Just the gist of the channel now, and the new content that I'm making, my own what ifs, will be like around. I'll be posting it like around next month because I'm making it more better. I'm putting in effects. I'm making it sound more realistic. So stay tuned with that. And Sasuke were jumping for joy. Their punishment had ended, and Kakashi had them their ticket of entry of tuning exam. Naruto was at the academy with his team and entered the room. You all better watch out, as Yume Namikaze is here to kick your asses. As you may receive glares from all the tunings, hopeful you are made us into a target, said Naruto, as he face palmed at his sister's stupidity. Naruto quickly sent out a weak waves of hockey to scare the competition. Mentally brave his sister for almost making them a target. Naruto then saw other members of the Konoha 12, Shikamaru, Ino, Choji, Hinata, Kiba, Akamaru, Shino, Lee, Tenten, and Neji. Naruto soon saw the young teenage boys with glasses and talked about Ninja Info Card. He wasn't surprised at the stats of his sister and Lee. He knew how powerful those two of them were, but caught his eye was info about him and some kids named Gara of the Shikaku had complete more than handful of missions, somewhere high rank, and he completed them without a single scratch on him. Can he use hockey? Naruto asked himself, or is it something else? Then the guy with the ninja info card had info on Naruto and his power caused some alarms to go off. Naruto made some hand seals and some mommy looking person walk up to him and ask about the hand seals. Just practicing the speed of my hand seals for when I learn one of those long ass jutsus, said Naruto as he continued making hand seals like water style, dragon style. In reality, Naruto had just summoned a bloom clone and sent it to the Hokage as possible spy within the ranks by the name of Kabuto. The fur protector entered and said, I am Ibiki, and I'm here to welcome you to hell. Naruto felt the killer intent Ibiki sent, and he could tell some of the others hopeful were frightened by this giant before them. Time for the fun to begin, Naruto thought as he took his seat for the first part of the exam, a lesson in cheating. Minato was in his office working on the demonic fine called paperwork until the fox jumped through the window and landed in front of him. Lord Hokage, said the fox, as Minato looked at it in disbelief. Do not be alarmed. I am a messenger from the Captain Naruto. Minato was surprised. Wasn't Naruto supposed to be in the exam at this moment. The captain is taking the exam as we speak, said the fox, but he wanted me to send you a message about a snake in the leaves and to keep an eye out for any snakes, especially one. After completing its jobs, the fox vanished in a cloud of pink cherry blossoms. Naruto's eyes narrowed at the silence. Thanks his son for hypocrite message. Naruto was writing the answer to the test with one eye closed. Your control of your Hana me getting better, commented Robin, as she saw Naruto test paper through one of his eyes, and yet they answered the one with the observer and with the other. Thank you, Kasan, said Naruto as he spoke to his mother figure. In his mind, as he finished writing the last answer, Naruto let his place on the observer disappear, turning his paper over and decided to take a nap. Let's see if any Hyugas can read a backwards. Naruto's silence laughed at the challenge he had given to another cheater. Ibiki wasn't surprised at the tactic Naruto had used, finding an instructor with the answers planned on him. Ibiki still didn't know how Naruto done it, and skillfully wrote the answers. He had to let out a chuckle, which scared the others. Chunin, hopefully, when Naruto presents a challenge that only a Hyuga that knew how to read backwards could do. Ibiki then saw that Yumi was going at the test after how her brother had just finished. She was just letting her jealousy get to her, making her sloppy. Alright, pencils down, shouted Ibiki as he raised some killer intent, making everyone obey and walking Naruto. Time for the final question. Naruto already knew that there wasn't a 10th question. It was just a lie to see who all was willing to risk everything under pressure now, said Ibiki. As he drew back a key, all of you will have to choose whether or not to answer. If you decide to not attempt to the answer, then please have immediately. If you do decide to try it, the question, and fail, you will be banned from taking the tuning exam again. After Ibiki's speech, some Genin's team decided to back down and left. But first, said Ibiki as he walked towards Naruto in calm but threatening manner and glared at the prisoner. I saw that little eye trick of yours. Are you going to tell me how you did that? Naruto saw through Ibiki's brows as he tortured at how already know about Naruto's power, but decided to help with the entertainment. All shinobi have their own secrets, ugly, said Naruto with a level of head as Ibiki then grabbed him by the throat and lifted him in the air. Ibiki let out a ki aimed at Naruto with a boy carrying with hockey as he kept calm, cool, and glare. Everyone, including the instructors, felt the intense air as they watched the stare down between prey and predator. More Genin's team left after the fear of beginning to close to such a demonic aura. The stare down continued until Ibiki relentlessly and set Naruto down. Congratulations, said Ibiki. You all passed the first part of the exam. Ibiki was about to explain the true purpose of the test was, but one of the windows had shattered, revealing a woman with a purple hair. That was great. Showed you two, said the woman as she patted Naruto's head. I'm Uncle. I will be your proctor for the second exam. Now we meet at the training ground 44 in the next 15 minutes, or your team will fail. Everyone had immediately left as Uncle turned towards Ibiki. I was actually wondering who would win that stare down. Yours, said Uncle with disappointment, but you had to ruin it back down like that. Ibiki didn't really want to say it, but Naruto was actually beating him at the contest. How you be the scariest person in the department of torture intellect. If Genny can scare you at the Namakase estate. Kushina was sweeping the house until she heard the front door open. She turned to think that it was the twins after failing their tuning exam, but was surprised to see Minato instead. Is there something wrong, Minato? Asked Kushina as she watched her husband leave the living room. I thought that the stack of papers in the office can wait while I think about the old wars days, answered Minato, sending a hidden message to his wife. Kushina caught the message and sat next to her husband. I was wondering, asked Minato, with a slightly hint of guilt in his voice. Does Naruto keep a journal on his training on power? Minato had learned from Yumi that Naruto had some kind of power that he used during the wave mission, and from Kakashi when Yumi and Sasuke decided to attack Naruto, and Kushina knew that Naruto kept two journals, one for private thoughts and one other had notes of his powers, but she knew that Naruto wanted to keep them a secret. He does have a journal of his powers, Kushina explained, but he only brings it out when he's trained or when I have to ask. He is very secretive about it. Minato sighed, as he really wanted to know about Naruto's power, but he didn't want to risk losing what little bond he had with Naruto. Does he really have that little trust with us? Minato asked himself as he mentally punches himself for even thinking to trying to such a tactic. He didn't even remember when Ino had tried to get information about Naruto for Yumi. Ino had met the Straw Hats pirates before she got booed out of Naruto's mind by Robin under the threats of breaking her neck. Ino never did try a tactic like that again afterward. Naruto never did just let anyone view his secrets. You had to gain a lot of trust for him. For the Forest of Death, Naruto secretly using a hen's fox sense. Naruto secretly sense search for another team. Okay, thought Naruto, as he recognized the sense of other teams within the forest. Aside from my own team, there was about 4 or 5 teams from Kuroguri. There were 3 teams from Kumo and Sona, and 2 from the new village. Naruto was uh, contemplating that there was other teams that had the traitor when the scent of blood entered his nostrils. Kumo was set down the team as the team from Sona had killed one of the team must have been Gara kid. That kid kills them, Naruto deducted, as he not only recognized the scent of blood from Gara, but he felt some sort of dread from the guy. He avoids Sana, said Naruto, as he drifted towards the left. Something about Gara doesn't sit well with him. Yumi was about to argue with. She saw her brother signaling them to hide in the bush. Why are we stopping, Dope? Asked Sasuke, only to get signaled to be quiet from Naruto. Naruto twitched his nose and searched around until he got the scent, literally with a hint of oil, thought Naruto as he studied the scent and death. Naruto adjusts himself to perform a few hand seals, sent 3 blossom clones of his team out. Not even 2 minutes, Naruto blossom clones was destroyed with a kunai. With the grass ninja appeared. Come on now, said the ninja. I know that the others two are just clones. The other 2 clones of Sasuke and Yumi were quickly dispelled as the grass ninja attacked them, and the real Sasuke and Yumi popped out with Naruto following. Just hand, just hand us your scroll, and we won't hurt you, threatened Yumi much. The grass ninja laughed and nudged at the bunch of snakes from her arms. Only from Naruto unsealed a kunai and cut the snakes with ribbons and from behind the grass ninjas in a flash. I never would have expected less from the Straw Hat's prodigy, said the grass ninja. As part of her face peeled off, revealing a pale underneath stop with a disgust Orochimaru, said Naruto. As he turned to face Orochimaru, I knew it. It was you. Have some kind of snake like aroma, like uncle, but the only difference is that you smell like decay, death, while uncle smells like sweet donkos. Orochimaru pulls the rest of his face, wearing a drew out his own sword, his katana. My spies told me about you and your straw hats, said Orochimaru as he swung his sword by only completing his miss. Naruto summoned his blossom clones and had him the scroll. His team needed how to tell did you get the scroll, said Orochimaru. As he pretended his pockets, it helped if you know how you pickpocket while fighting, Naruto said as he turned towards his teammates as the clones get out of here. I show Orochimaru down. I clones grabbed Yumi and Sasuke and dragged them out of the area. And Snake Sunny tried to intercept, only to be stopped by Naruto. You're my opponent, said Naruto as he swung the katana at Orochimaru, only to be missed. When the Sunny ducked as much as wanted to fight the Straw Hat prodigy, said Orochimaru, as he successfully stabbed Naruto through the heart, but I need to get Sasuke and make him mine. Naruto smiled and disappeared in a cloud of cherry blossoms. What? Said Orochimaru as Naruto suddenly appeared behind him. Double blade technique, said Naruto. Orochimaru split in half, only for both half turn become pale of mud. Naruto smiled as he soon disappeared into a cloud of cherry blossoms. Yumi and Sasuke were in the ground, catching their breath after being dragged through the forest by Naruto's blossom clone. Yumi took a kunai and stabbed the clone's arm, only to reveal a blood seeping from the wounds. That wasn't very nice, Yumi, said Naruto as he pulled a kunai out of his arm. After I got the scroll we needed, Sasuke ran towards Naruto and punched him at the face and said, Why the hell did you drag us out of the perfect fight? Naruto got up and rubbed his bruised face, said, Because Orochimaru is after you, Sasuke, for your Sharingan. Naruto then built a small fire and unsealed some of his food and brought, We better go to camp here for a while, said Naruto as he took a bite out of a food bar. I'll show Blossom clones wake us if any enemies around is rest. Of Team 7 decided to rest was the best option and called it a day. Yumi glared at her brother with pure hatred. I'll find out your secrets of your power, brother, thought Yumi, As she watched Naruto dress his wounds, I will make sure that I'm the top. Yumi soon went to sleep, where the three Blossom clones began to patrol, plotting how to get her brother. Naruto finished dressing his wounds, but most of it was just for show. Chopper healed his wounds for Blonde behind human of Toon. As he watched the stars, Naruto learned of the downfall, what the Shinigami had done to him when replacing Kurama's soul with the straw hat. Due to the sudden change, the soul sealed inside of him, Naruto would adopt certain habits of each member of the Straw Hats. Of course, having the urge to sing for no reason annoying him, and tick to say the least. At any given moment, made him feel odd at times. A similar scent entered Naruto's nose, and the blood got really for a fight. Naruto stood there for a minute before four snakes leaped from the bush. He successfully dodged them, but Naruto soon felt a lot of pain, lightheaded, as he revealed a blue blossom clone. Flashback memory. Blue Bloom clone. Another clone was picked up the familiar scent of the rat. Kabuto, the card collector, the other three went to the camp so that team can be practiced while the other went to get the captain. We need to slow Orochimaru and his lackeys down until the Ambu get here. I arrived at the camp just to see the others. The three clones get ready by their terms. I was about to warn them about the intruder, but it was too late. I ran through the kunai in my bag. Damn it. Blossom Clone 1. Point of view. We picked up a scent of the rat Kabuto and charged back to the camp. 4 told us to go ahead while we serve as a distraction. 2 and 3 agreed and stayed at the camp while I got the captain. We made it to the camp while all of the sudden the three heard Yumi assuming a jutsu that was flying into the tree that observed us. The captain is really going to feel this. And the flashback. Naruto went in pain from actually feeling a few ribs break and stab wounds in the back, and the massive concussion he took from his clones. He was already yanked into the air by the snake, and the first person to come into view was Orochimaru. I never knew that you could feel pain from your clones, said the snake Sani, as he took a kunai out and cut Naruto's shirt and revealing the seal on his stomach. Orochimaru's free hand soon had purple flames and fingertip as the Sani slammed his hand over the seal, 5 prom seal, said Orochimaru as Naruto felt his mind get hazy. As he was about to throw the air, Naruto soon felt his body hit something before feeling weak and realized that what happened. Orochimaru threw him into a body of water and pond. Most likely Naruto couldn't move his body as he was in pain, and being in the water didn't help as his power was drained through the blurry vision. Naruto saw a shadow in front of, unable to stay unconscious. Naruto let out a thought of throwing his mind crap. Damn it, Yayumi. As she held her wounds, arms, Kabuto was tending to Sasuke's injuries. No, sooner than Yumi had destroyed Naruto's Bloom clone, Orochimaru had attacked them both. She and Sasuke, along with Kabuto, had problems fighting with the snake Sanin. As they kept moving around, then bit Sasuke's neck. Didn't help that Yumi threw